Welcome to our weekly maritime vlog. I'm Corey Ranslam with International Maritime Security Associates. We have Bennett, our esteemed colleague and producer number one, behind the camera running the show today. This week, we're going to discuss the territorial sea disputes and claims that are happening in the South China Sea. Over the past 5 years, there have been a number of stories in the maritime press, but also through regular media about the territorial sea disputes and claims that have been taking place in the South China Sea. As this continues to move forward, trade issues heat up between the United States and China and other things happening around the world. This is an extremely important piece of maritime real estate, so we thought it'd be a good idea to kind of break some of these pieces down and discuss it here on the vlog. So we'll start out by giving you a little bit of history. This dispute in the South China Sea specifically started back in the year 2013, and it's over an area called the Scarborough Shoal. So this is a small area that's off the coast of the Philippines that the Chinese have claimed as basically their territorial waters. At the time, the Philippines government said, hey, you guys don't own that, and they decided to take the Chinese government to the Permanent Court of Arbitration, or the PCA. Now, the reason they did this is because under the United Nations Convention of the Law at Sea, which both the Philippines and the Chinese have ratified, the PCA is the venue where these types of disputes need to be mitigated. So the Philippines took them in 2016. The PCA basically found in favor of the Philippines and said, hey, China does not have a claim to this through this arbitration process. Well, what happened at that point was the Chinese basically pulled out of arbitration and said that the PCA has no jurisdiction for this type of a claim, which is really interesting because they've ratified the UN's Convention of Law at the Sea. It binds them to the opinion of the PCA. Well, as we know, China has moved forward and they've actually started to build islands in this area, but the Chinese aren't the only ones with territorial sea claims in this particular area. Now, as you can see by the map that we've put up, there's a number of claims between a number of countries in this particular area. The South China Sea is an extremely important artery when it comes to the movement of trade and cargo, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So let's take a look specifically at the value of the trade that moves through the South China Sea and the importance of this to the world, specifically now as we're looking at different tariff and trade disputes that are happening between the United States and China and other parts of the world. So if we look at the South China Sea kind of operational region and area, it's estimated, now these are just estimates, that close to $5.3 trillion worth of goods traded internationally move through this area. And the interesting fact with that is $1 trillion of those goods come in and out of the United States. So it's interesting to see that this area, a very disputed area, has such a high level of trade volume moving through it. We'll have to continue to watch this situation as we move forward. There's things that as China builds islands here and expands their territorial sea claims, they could also institute an air defense intercept zone. They could restrict vessel navigation through here. They could restrict flights through these areas as they make this claim. And at this point, since they pulled out of the PCA, there's really no international body to make a ruling besides other countries coming together to force China to open up freedom of navigation. Now, right now, there is still freedom of navigation in this area. There was a conference that was held a couple of years ago that specifically addressed this issue, and China was part of it. So far, there's freedom of navigation. But this is a story over the next few months and the coming years that we're going to continue to watch and report right here on the vlog. Thanks for joining us this week. We really appreciate all you guys tuning in. If you like these videos, make sure you hit the like button for all the videos you like, but also share this content through your network. We have a number of great video blogs on a number of great maritime topics, but we also want to hear from you guys. So if you have comments or questions or suggestions, Make sure you post those in the comments section below, or connect to us and join the conversation through our social media that's detailed in the banner above and also in the comments section below. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel so you get notified when we post new videos across this topic heading, but also our other topic headings. And we have some great ideas for videos coming up, but we also want suggestions from you guys. Remember, if you have any questions where it comes to maritime risk management, regulatory compliance, or maritime security, don't hesitate to reach out to us because we're always happy to steer you in the right direction.